Hello! I decided to do another 24-hour readathon. I'm changing things up a bit. 8am to 8am did not work for me because as soon as it hit midnight, I was ready to die. So, taking inspiration from Emma's Drinking by My Shelf videos, I have decided to do my readathon from 3am to 3am. So, it is, well, it's Tuesday right now, but Wednesday at 3am I will be getting up ready to read, and I will stay awake and read until Thursday at 3am. And the reason behind this is because what's the book called? A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is released today, which is Tuesday, and my copy of the book is coming tomorrow. And I thought it'd be a really good idea because what I wanted to do was to really avoid all the spoilers. I wanted to read it as soon as I got it. It's actually why I pre-ordered the book. But I actually want to reread The Hunger Games before I read the book so that I can refresh my memory because I haven't read The Hunger Games since about 2017, 2016 maybe. I don't even know. It was a while ago. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. So I wanted to refresh my memory. So the idea of a 24-hour readathon come up, and despite saying I never wanted to do another one, I actually really wanted to do another one. I really enjoyed it, and it was probably, even though it was stressful, one of the most fun videos I've ever made. So, I have the books. Starting out with The Hunger Games, probably at 3 o'clock when I wake up. Then moving on to Catching Fire. Then, oh, you can't even see it because it's shiny. Then Mockingjay. And then A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. Now, there are going to be a couple of delays with me because today, or Wednesday, I will be going visiting my dad. It is the first time I am going to see my dad since the middle of March, since it was actually his birthday in the middle of March, and I've not seen him since then. Spoke to him over the phone, video chatted, but I'm actually getting to see him in person today, which I am really, really looking forward to. And I'm doing that probably whenever he finishes work, so probably around between 5 and 6 I'll be going around to his house for a couple of hours, so I don't know how long that's going to last, so that will cause a significant delay. So I'm hoping I can read these very quickly because my hope is to finish all these before I go to my dad's house so that when I come home I can dedicate my entire time to A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. So by that logic, if I've got till, let's say, 5 p.m, just to be safe, I have 14 hours to read 3 books. Does 14 divide into 3? No, it doesn't. So that's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, so it's just under 5 hours per book, which I think is doable. I am extremely slow at reading books. I really am. I'm the biggest, slowest reader in the world. I am literally 30 pages an hour when it comes to reading books. But the writing in these books are actually fairly decent size. It's actually quite large, so I have a feeling I'll get through it a lot quicker than before. So I'm filming this now before I head off to bed. And I will see you all at 3 a.m. Why am I doing this to myself again? What is wrong with me? Morning. I'm up. I'm ready.
Show my respect for Katniss.
Have you ever just instantly regretted all of your life choices? Oh. Books at the ready. New book on the way. Me. Dying. But let's get into it because I can sit and mope or I can read. And I think the quicker I get this done, the earlier I can sleep. I feel as though even from the start of this book, Katniss has always been quite cold, hasn't she? Like, one of the first things she mentions is about drowning her cat, or trying to. And then she's talking about how her dad died, and he said, my father knew, and he taught me some of his ways before he was blown to bits in a mine explosion. And it just seems very casual. So maybe she's just always this cold, which is quite interesting because it's one of the things I've noticed about Katniss, and I actually really like that she just seems to just get on with life. She never sits and weeps and moans. She's such a strong character, clearly from the outset. So it's really interesting. I was getting to the point I was falling asleep, so I've decided to come downstairs and see how long I last. I know how long I'm going to last. It's tough. I'm being awake for 24 hours. Here's a moment you never see in the bloody films, where Madge gives her the pin. Madge got done dirty in the films, didn't she? Let's be real. I really want to rewatch the films now. Should I do that instead? Should I just give up? There's just been like a mention of Joanna Mason. I had no idea she was mentioned in this book. That's really cool. I love Joanna. She is literally one of the best characters in my life. She's got to. So I am officially an hour in, and I am on chapter 6, which is page 89. I think I'm on track. I know I have a couple of hours out of the loop where I won't be reading because I'm going visiting my dad, as I mentioned earlier. So, to read 4 books in approximately 20 hours, just take 4 off, I have 5 hours per book. I'm an hour in, and I'm probably a fifth of the way through. So, I'm on track. We'll just have to see how I do. Thank you for your consideration. I love that. So it's 5 a.m. I am 2 hours in. I'm actually feeling quite alive now, which is very different for me. And I'm actually doing really, really well. Like, I'm on page 193 at the moment. 193 pages in 2 hours is bloody amazing for me, because I am literally, I say it all the time, I'm really slow. It takes me roughly 2 minutes a page. I mean, I know the text is actually a lot larger than usual, but still, I'm doing really well, and I'm actually really proud of myself. So she's in the games now. She's made it through the first day, and we've just found out all of the tributes that have died already, which is actually quite sad. But Rue's still alive. How long will that last? I mean, I've read this before, so I'm reading it a lot quicker, so I have to admit that that's probably a key player. I'm not just being really speedy. I've read it before, so I'm kind of reading it a bit quicker naturally because I know what's happening and it's easier for me. But I'm really enjoying the story. Like I said, I've not read them since 2016, 2017, so it's been a few years. So I was definitely due a reread, and I'm really excited. But I've decided I'm 100% watching the movies after I've finished this series, and I'm really looking forward to the moment my book turns up. I'm really giddy. I'll unbox that here. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to stop talking now because I want to actually get ahead, because I'm actually ahead of schedule. I was meant to be on page 180 by now, and I'm on 193, so I'm actually like 13 pages ahead, and I want to keep my head start because I don't know how long I'm going to be at my dad's. If I'm going to be taking quite a significant break, then I want to actually be as far ahead as possible. I've accounted for the break, but that's not really the point. I'm still going to have to go have a shower soon. I'm going to have to get dressed. I'm going to have to eat food. So it's going to be time out of my day that I need to allocate to this. I don't understand why I do it. Literally, why do I do this to myself? There is something wrong with me. Oh well, back to reading. I will check in with you fully at the next hour. So I will see you at 6 a.m. So they're saying that the District 1 girl is called Glimmer. And Katniss says, the names people in District 1 give their children are so ridiculous. Your name is Katniss. Is that normal? Not for me. I mean, Glimmer's quite pathetic, I will admit. I'm kind of on Katniss's side for that. But Katniss is pretty weird. You're named after a weed. It's like calling your child Daffodil. It's just weird. It's like Dandelion. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent just because I'm a bit tired to read now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get to page 270 because then that will be my 90 pages within the hour. And then I'm going to go and get dressed because I feel as though staying in pyjamas is all well and good up until the point where you're still tired. Getting dressed will force me to wake up because no one can be sleepy in jeans. And I also want breakfast at some point. What I'm going to have, I have no idea, but I want breakfast for sure. So Katniss has just come up with the plan that she wants to destroy all of the careers supplies, and I forgot that happened. Is it in this book? I feel like it's in this book because it won't be in the second book, will it? Where she blows everything up and they end up with nothing. So they have a big stockpile and she's going to blow it all up. And I completely forgot that was part of it. And now that I've just read it, I'm like, oh. But she has now just made friends with Rue and they're now allies, which means it's coming up, guys. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared enough for this. I really am struggling. But I've got 20 pages to go until I reach my hourly goal. So then I can go and get dressed and I will make myself some breakfast to try and wake myself up. And I'm also going to move and sit in another chair because, boredom, playing musical chairs, keeping myself busy. That's how life goes. So it's officially 6 a.m. I'm how many hours in? 3. And I'm just past my target. I'm only on like 274, which means I'm like 4 pages past my target. So I've kind of lost my my lead, which I kind of expected, so I'm not devastated about it, but it's not the best either. So I'm gonna go and get dressed like I said, and then try and regain whatever time I can get, because I have a feeling as the days goes on I'm actually going to need it, so I might as well try and get as much of a head start now as I can. I'm literally right underneath the light. So I'm going to go get dressed, catch up with you in a bit. Well, I definitely lost any advantage I had because I've just spent ages trying to pick out an outfit because I'm wearing black jeans because my blue jeans are in the wash, and I don't really have anything that suits black that is actually nice. I mean, this is as close as I can get. I don't think this is that nice. But it's going to be the first time I see my dad in ages today, and I actually want to look nice. So I've actually put effort into what I'm wearing. So I'm not best pleased, but oh well. Breakfast time! I just got so emotional when she got the bread from District 11, and she said my thanks to them because District 11 really respects her in future books, and it's because of what she's just done for Rue. And I don't know why, but it's just really beautiful to see that. And I think this is definitely, Rue's death sparked the revolution for Katniss. 100%. Reading it now, she just wanted to survive the games. As soon as Rue died, she has changed. She has literally got to the point where she said, I'm not standing for this anymore. I am not a game. I am not part of a game. I am somebody that deserves better, and it's so important that this is where it starts because Rue sparks this entire thing. So having District 11 behind Katniss at this moment is so powerful and so important, and it just made me really emotional. So I'm gonna continue. I'm still hurt, but I'm gonna continue. 4 hours in, like 11 pages behind schedule, but I did have breakfast and go and get dressed and things like that, so it is understandable. I wasn't that far ahead to begin with, so it's kind of balanced itself out. But I'm on page 350 and I'm just going to make my way through it. There are 454 pages, so 104 pages left. I don't know how long that's going to take me. Ideally, I have another hour left. So, maybe in an hour, I'm going to have to really speed through. So we've just got to the final part. And they've just said that one of them has to die, either Peter or Katniss. And I think it just really drives home in this moment just how hard this is for them. Because Peter says that Katniss needs to kill him because he doesn't want to die like Cato did. And then Katniss says, then you shoot me. You shoot me and go home and live with it. And as I say it, I know death right here, right now would be the easier of the two. And I think that just really gives so much power in those words, because it's not just as simple as winning a game anymore. if you are responsible for killing somebody, that guilt and those feelings will weigh on you forever. And Katniss is openly admitting that that will haunt her, and she would rather die than become that person. And it's so powerful to read, and it's so important, and it really shows the barbarity of these games for some stupid amusement. That's my philosophical moment of the day. I'm going to get back to reading. So, 8 o'clock, 5 hours in, and I've just finished book 1. So, straight on to book 2. But before so, I do want to just let you know my overall thoughts. I haven't read this since 2016-17. I've said that a couple of times now. And I really enjoyed it. There was parts that I didn't remember. There was parts that I did remember, and it's just brought it all back. But now that I've read the series and now that I know where it's leading, there is so much in this. Even just small references to like the symbol of the Mockingjay and the rebellion, and you can really see the moment the rebellion starts. You can see mentions of President Snow in this. You can see what type of man he is from this, and even just hearing about him and even just talking about him right now is getting me so excited to actually read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Is that right? I don't know, remember. A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I'm going to move on to this one because I think he features more heavily in this one, and then even more so in Mockingjay. So I'm really looking forward to carrying on. I'm a quarter of the way through the readathon, not the book. I can't believe it. I've been doing this already for 6 hours. What's that book? I've got the wrong book. I finished one book. I am 89 pages into the second book. I'm just in shock that I'm a quarter of the way through already. I just can't believe it. I mean, I'm getting through this book a little bit slower. I've started to drift off because it's a bit much for my brain. So as a bit of a quarter of the way through treat, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes, watch one YouTube video. I do have a specific one lined up that is literally 5 minutes long. And then after a 5-minute break, I will get back to reading because I do have quite a big chunk to get through. Whiny brat, isn't he? Like, I get that he loves her, but clearly she is not feeling the same way, and he needs to just what is wrong with my phone? And he really just needs to get a grip because she's his best friend. If he loves her, but she doesn't love him, and he can't accept that, then he's just going to lose his best friend, and it's ridiculous. But I've never liked him anyway. He's just one of those broody, annoyed people that because he doesn't get his way, he's more than willing to destroy everyone else and make everyone else unhappy just because he didn't get his way, and it's really annoying. So, not a Gale fan. Definitely not Team Gale. Catch you in a bit. So there's a downside to taking a short break. It never usually stays short. To be fair, I did only have like a 10-minute break. I said 5 minutes, but after I watched the video, I then got myself a snack. I got myself a drink. You know, just the usual things you do while you're taking a break from reading. And then I just kind of went on Twitter to see if anyone was posting things. I wanted to post an update as to where I was up to, post the fact that I was a quarter of the way through. So I did that. So I actually took quite a big break. 20 minutes, not a big break, but quite a big break considering I have to finish these books. And it is now 11, is that right? Or is it 10? I have no idea. It is now 10 o'clock. And I am on page 137 of Catching Fire. So I'm not doing as well as I would have liked, because really I should be on at least page 180. Probably even more because this book's longer than Hunger Games. So really about 190 I should be on now. So I'm just about 50, 60 pages behind, which is not ideal.
I think I'm in the mood now to change my location. I'm getting a bit fed up just being sat in one place, and I'm hoping I can kind of concentrate a bit better should I move. So I'm going to go up to my bedroom and try and read there, see if that spurs anything.
So it's 11 o'clock and I am halfway through Catching Fire. I've literally just hit the halfway point, and it's been 3 hours of me reading this book, and I have really, if I'm keeping on schedule of 5 hours, then I have 2 hours left and I'm only halfway through. So I am a bit behind with this book. I just have to keep reminding myself that this book is longer, and even though I don't think that's the reason I'm behind, hopefully with the next book being shorter, that will just make life a lot easier for me. Really enjoying it. She's finally been picked to go into the games. They're on the way into them now, which is really good. It's about time. But it's really surprising that they're not in there yet. Like, I really expected it to be majority about that, so I understand why people aren't a big fan. I personally still love it. I think it's great. I love the whole concept of her unwittingly starting a revolution, and how people are finally getting fed up of things that the capital are doing and saying, hang on, no, we're standing up for what we want now. And I think that's so important, and it's done so well in both this book and the next one. And even just the small hints from the first one, it's a very good flow from each book. You can see it slowly progress each time, and I'm really happy with it and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to get back to reading, and hopefully I will keep some sort of good time going, because I don't want to end up too far behind. So 12 o'clock, lunchtime. I am on page 300 of Catching Fire, so I have another 170 odd pages to go. I know I'm 60 pages behind still, which I'm not best pleased about. So 100 and odd pages, I'd say another 2 hours, which will take me to 2 o'clock, which means I'm an hour behind. That doesn't seem right. Maybe 1:30. I'll give myself till 1:30, because I have to leave here at 2:30. So if I give myself till 1:30, I've got an hour to start Mockingjay, which will be really good then, because then when I get home, whatever time I get home, I plan on starting A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes about 10 o'clock at the latest. 10 o'clock seems about right, so I'm going to aim for 10, because then that'll give me 5 hours to finish it. I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling very confused. I'm feeling much more awake though. Last time I did a 24-hour readathon, I started at 8 a.m. and went through to 8 a.m. the next morning, and I was just dead for the majority of it. Whereas now, because I've been up since 3, I've been up 9 hours and I'm still feeling very awake. I mean, to be fair, it feels later in the day than lunchtime, but I'm still feeling very awake, so I'm quite happy. And I'm hoping I can just get through it. I'm hoping I can just go through right up until the end and just keep pushing on. So I know there hasn't been much vlogging from me because I don't really know what to say, but I'm also really trying to just get through these, so I'm trying to not spend too much time chatting about the books. Right, I'm going to get on reading, and I will see
It's
you
1
soon.
o'clock. I'm on page 380. I'm getting a bit tired of reading, but I am very behind because I was meant to have finished this book by now, and there are 472, so I'm about 92 pages behind because I should have just finished this and I have not. So I seem to be getting worse, which is great, but I'm hoping I can pick up an hour walking to my dad's house of Mockingjay, because no doubt I will definitely finish this one before I leave. So then I just need to start Mockingjay on my way to my dad's, and then when I'm home from my dad's, I should hopefully be able to get through it quite quickly. Guess I'll have to just see. Okay, so I am on chapter 25, which is page 428, and I need to go to my dad's in 1 hour.
so I need to go have a shave, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook while I'm having a shave. Hopefully I'll do it quick, because I don't think the audiobook is going to be quite nice to me when it comes to timing. I have a feeling it's going to slow me down even more. Luckily, when it comes to Catching Fire, I only have 2 chapters left. I have chapter 25, 26, 3 chapters, 25, 26 and 27. So if I can get 25 out of the way while I'm having a shave, I can quickly read 26 and 27 before I have to set off, and then I can listen to Mockingjay. Wish me luck. So it's 5 to 2. I've just finished book 2, so I'm going to get straight onto this one because I'm 55 minutes behind, which I don't like. Also, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes has not turned up yet, and I have to leave in 35 minutes. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get the book until I come home, which I actually find really, really sad. Oh well. It's arrived. Okay, let's tear it open. Oh, that's sad. Oh, this is a big bastard. Okay. Look at it. Look at Jesus, that's big. How many pages is this? Oh my god. It's 517 pages. And that's a big book. I don't think I'm finishing this tonight now. I wasn't expecting it to be so big. I thought with it being hardback, it'd be thinner. I mean, never mind, I suppose. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I am so... Ooh. I'm going to show you the front. Look at this. How nice is this? Ooh. Now, I need to leave. Hey guys. So, I had no intention of vlogging my walk because I'm quite lazy. So, as you can tell, I'll probably get out of breath quite a bit. But I do have some things I really need to say. So, currently walking to my father's house. Currently listening to Mockingjay via audiobook. And my god, the guy that narrates the audiobook is awful. I have no idea what's wrong with it. It is a disaster. Finnick is a cowboy. Like, he's literally talking like this. It's so annoying because that's not Finnick in my head. President Coin sounds like an extreme version of Charlie Hides from RuPaul's Drag Race. Who else annoys me? Plutarch Heavensley sounds like the Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's awful. You literally walk around, whose fault is that? Like, alright, chill out, lad. So, that's a bit dramatic. So I'm listening to the audiobook now. I just want to kind of let you know that's what I'm doing. I don't know how much I'm going to get in. That book is a big one, so I have no clue how I'm going to get it done. I have to finish Mockingjay and then start that. So I'm just going to be listening to Mockingjay up until the point I get to my dad's house, after which I'll have to stop. Then I'll just listen to it from the moment I get home and keep reading it as quick as I can, because I have a feeling that A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is over 500 pages, and that will take up a lot of my time. Like, maybe I'll do better for having a break, like between, because I seem to get through the Hunger Games like 90 pages in an hour, and that was fairly speedy. So I don't know. But if I do well for getting a break, I can get through like 90 in an hour, so maybe 6 hours. So really I just need to start by 9 PM, which means I need to finish Mockingjay by 9 PM. So I'll have to see. I'll update you when I continue reading, or I'll update you just before I see my dad, just to let you know how I'm finding the audiobook. see if there are any more characters that annoy me. Right, we shall see. Right, I'll catch up with you in a bit. For the last 5 minutes, I've been trying to think of a way to describe how this voice narrator for the Mockingjay audiobook has been voicing Haymitch. And the closest I can come up with is, you know in Finding Nemo where Doris tries to speak whale? That's literally what I'm getting. My life is a struggle. Also another point, just a small thing, but kind of a big thing. I know that this book is quite predominantly males. Obviously there's Gale, Peter, Haymitch, Plutarch, Snow. You know, there's all of them characters. When your main character in a story is female, the book should not be audio narrated by a male. Like, surely that's just not right. Like, it's just a small thing, but it really does annoy me because Katniss is the main character. She is the person I need to really feel as though I understand which person's her character and feel as though has the most characterization in this book. And not only is this narrator absolutely shite, it doesn't feel right. A couple of things out. Male. For starters, the audiobook I'm listening to on YouTube is not an official audiobook, so I'm just listening to someone doing it as a fan, basically. So I can't really blame them for doing that. I mean, it's still thank you for putting it on there if you ever end up watching this video. Sorry for calling you shit. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. But it's still a struggle. It's still so bad. But I'm listening to it and I'm not kind of being annoyed about it anymore because I know that it's not an official one, so it's my fault really for choosing this one. I should have just brought the book with me, or I should have bought the audiobook. But oh well, we live and we learn. Sometimes you gotta deal with the shit. Anyway, that's all from me. Bye. My god, it's hot. I'm stood at my pop's. Well, I'm close to my father's. I'm on chapter 7 of the audiobook, which is good because when I left the house I was only on chapter 4, so I'm getting through it quite well. I don't know how many chapters there are, I'm going to be honest with you, no clue. But, yeah, I'm getting through it, so I'm quite happy with how quickly I'm getting through it up to now. But yeah, I'm going to have to go now, so I'll have to stop listening. I'll try and get to the end of this chapter because I'm not quite at my dad yet. Well, sorry, there's a bee, so I'm just kind of ducking out the way. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick update before I went. So hopefully get to chapter 8 and then I can carry on from there when I get home. So hope you're enjoying this. It's a struggle.
Measure that. I need to measure it.
So it's 6:20. I am back home now, so I'm continuing Mockingjay. Via audiobook, I got to page 103, and if I want to finish this by 10 so that I can read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes up until 3, 4 hours to finish this book. It's definitely doable. So I just need to get a move on, basically. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll just catch up with you in a bit. So, update, 7 o'clock, page 180 of Mockingjay. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I enjoy it anyway. I thought it was good, but I've always said it was the weakest of all of the Hunger Games books. But really, I'm not sure it's weak. I just think because the first book was about the Hunger Games, and then the second book was half war, half the Hunger Games. This one is just pure war. So I feel as though they all transitioned into each other quite well. But I really enjoy the games of the Hunger Games. I mean, I feel as though if they did it a third time, it'd just be going a bit overboard. But that's what it misses for me. It misses elements of the actual Hunger Games. So I don't know how I feel about this. It's still really good. Still getting a very good rating. So I'm happy with it. I've just got to have to carry on because I've got however much this is left.
I just want to get it done, really, because I want to start on a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I'm worried that it's going to take so long and I'm going to get so tired that I'm not even going to enjoy the book, which is a very big concern for me, actually. So I'm going to try and get this done, and I'll update you at 8 o'clock.
So I've always said it since the very first time I read the book, and I agree again because it's just happened again. Finnick's death is just so brushed over. Like, I was reading this and I had to go back and read it again because I didn't even realise that he died. And I had to do that the first time round, and then he never gets mentioned again. And I just feel so tight on the poor lad. Like, he was such a big player in book 2. Everyone has grown to love him. He just deserved more of a death. Like, I get in war you have to just push on, and the world doesn't stop because one person died. It's like the one sacrifice for the many, or for the greater good, you know, all of that, and I get that. But as fans reading a book, we need a level of respect. Like, we don't expect you to drip feed it and say, "Oh, Finnick's death was so sad. Everyone was shaken by it. The pain lasted forever." No. Just at least acknowledge it. Acknowledge that Katniss had really grown to like this guy. They were good friends. I'm going to be real. They might not have known each other for long, but they were actually quite close within that time. Finnick had just gotten married, so that was clearly a big deal. And they didn't mention it. You know, they didn't even mention and say, "Oh, Annie was now a widow," or anything. Nothing. And I feel as though they didn't mention it, and it bothers me because as a dedicated fan of the Hunger Games books, a character that we love deserves a proper acknowledgement when they die. So I'm just going to move on, but I just wanted to get that out there because it really did annoy me. So I'll catch up with you when it gets to, what time? 8, 9? So when it gets to 9 o'clock, I'll catch up. Mockingjay, and I really, really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people don't like the ending. They don't like the fact that Katniss ended up with someone and had children, because that's not her. And she said from day one, "I don't want kids. I don't want to bring my kids into this world." But I thought it was a really nice ending, in a sense of that world that she never wanted to bring kids into is gone now. And I thought that was lovely. I do feel as though a lot of the characters didn't really get much of a mention, and I thought that was quite sad when they died. I mean, they didn't really get much of a eulogy, and I felt as though the ending just kind of went quickly. Like, Coin was dead in the matter of a paragraph, less than. So it's a good book. I don't have any issues with it. I think the ending was kind of wrapped up. They focused so much on the war that they neglected the characters. I think I still agree it's probably the least favourite of all 3, but it is a very, very strong book. So I have finished Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, so I am finally on to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So it says, "It is the morning of the reaping that will kick off the 10th annual Hunger Games. In the capital, 18-year-old Coriolanus Snow is preparing for his one shot at glory as a mentor in the games. The once mighty House of Snow has fallen on hard times, its fate hanging on the slender chance that Coriolanus will be able to outcharm, outwit, and outmaneuver his fellow students to mentor the winning tribute. The odds are against him. He's been given the humiliating assignment of mentoring the female tribute from District 12, the lowest of the low. Their fates are now completely intertwined. Every choice Coriolanus makes could lead to favour or failure, triumph or ruin. Inside the arena, it will be a fight to the death. Outside the arena, Coriolanus starts to feel for his doomed tribute and must weigh his need to follow the rules against his desire to survive, no matter what it takes." Now, I think it sounds really good. I do love a good origin story. Not sure if Snow is the best person to give an origin story of, though. Like, he's alright, but we didn't really know that much about him to begin with. So I'm quite interested to see how I like it. It does say he's been given the girl from District 12, which I'm a bit stuck with, because obviously Katniss is the only female from District 12. But I'm fairly sure, I mean, to be fair, it was 18 hours ago. I ain't got a clue anymore. But I'm fairly sure in the Hunger Games, there has only ever been 2 winners. There was Haymitch and another woman. But the woman wasn't entered. I assume she passed away anyway, naturally, or some years later. I may have just been making that up. I don't know. So, Snow is either going to be mentoring a girl who dies, or he's going to be mentoring that girl who survived and has passed away later on. Unless I've made it up. I have absolutely no idea. There is a good chance I made it up. It was 3 a.m. So let's just see how it goes. I am really, really looking forward to it. And I can't wait to start. So, yay. Oh, I don't know how I feel about the writing size. Here we go. Look, can you see it? I mean, it's blurry, but you can see it. Like, I don't know how I feel. Is it too big? It's not too big. Is it too small? Maybe. I'm going to stop talking and actually get to reading it now because, well, it's 9:25, and quite frankly, I would like to actually finish this before 3 a.m. because I would love to actually complete the 24-hour readathon. However, I also don't want to kind of neglect this book for the sake of completing the readathon. So if I feel as though I'm not taking anything in, or if I feel as though I'm disliking the book because I'm tired, and I've said this is probably going to be an issue, I've said this to my friends all day, if I get so tired I probably won't take a lot of this in and I probably won't enjoy it. And if that's the case, then I am going to stop because I want to enjoy this book. If I don't enjoy this book, I want to not enjoy it because it's a bad book, not because I wore myself out reading the first 3. Like, I've done my 24-hour readathon. I've read those 3 books. This is just the added bonus because I wanted to read these 3 before I prioritised this one because I wanted to go in with a good memory of what happened in the Hunger Games trilogy before. So this is an additional book. It is not technically part of the 24-hour readathon, but I am 6 hours ahead of schedule, so I'm going to give it a fair go. But if I decide not to, then I won't, because I'm going to prioritise my enjoyment of this book over finishing the readathon, and I hope people understand that. I think it's fair enough. And like I said, I've read the first 3, so I feel as though I've actually done what was asked of me for the readathon. I caught up with the series. I refreshed my memory of what the books were about so I could go into this one with a lot of good knowledge about it. So we'll just see how I do. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Peace out.
So, I don't even know what time it is now, you know. It's 1 o'clock. So this will be the last time I check in because, one, I'm really, really tired now. It just kind of hit me all at once. I was fine. I was dealing with it. And then it hit me. I'm not very far into the book, I will admit. I am currently on chapter 3. And I have a feeling I'm not going to get further. I have 2 hours left. I have a feeling I could get to chapter 4. I could potentially get to chapter 7, because I think chapter 7 is round about page 100, because I think I tried working it. Yeah, chapter 7 is on page 100. So if I push myself, I could get to 7, but currently I'm on page 37. Like, literally just got hit with the tired, and I've had to just really take it slow to make sure that I take everything in. So I'm going to go for as long as I can and just see how I do. If I get to the point where I know that I can't carry on, then I will stop and I will continue in the morning. Overall, I will say I am extremely proud of my accomplishments. There's glitter on me again. There's literally glitter everywhere. But yeah, I'll say I really am quite proud of my accomplishments, and making it through 3 full-size books. Like, I struggled to get through the Darren Shan saga, and they were tiny books. So getting through 3 full-size books and then starting another one, I am proud of myself. I really, really am.
I fell asleep. I didn't do very well at all. I literally got to chapter 4 of the book and fell asleep. I was so tired. But to be fair, I stayed up so well and stayed alive so well. Like, in my last 24-hour readathon, I was dying at the 12-hour mark. Like, I was dying at the 1-hour mark, let's be real. But I actually stayed so awake and alert and, like, you know, bouncy for a good majority. I only got quite tired after midnight. So I'm actually really, really proud of myself. So, I'm going to carry on with this today. I'm not going to vlog any more of me carrying on reading this, just because I said it was an additional one. It wasn't necessary for the sake of doing this. Also, I'm going to be doing a dedicated sort of review for this once I've finished it anyway, so there's no need for me to keep vlogging now, because it'll just be a rehash of all of the things that appear in the review. Or very likely the review will just be a rehash of everything that happens here. So yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I just wanted to let you know where I was up to, and also have an official end to the video, because when I do vlogs and things, I always forget that I actually have to say, like, bye and end the video properly, and a lot of my videos just end up with me ending saying, right, this is the end of my conversation, I'll catch up with you later, and then I never catch up with you later. So I did it. I did quite well. I haven't figured out how many pages. Let me just see. No, it's gone. I can't be bothered. I didn't figure out how many pages I actually read, but there's over 400 in each, so I read over 1,200 pages yesterday. So I'm really, really proud of myself. I think I read about 1,320, and then however many of this book. Let me just see. Can I find out? Where the frickin' hell's the bookmark? Don't annoy me. There we go. And then 48 pages of A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I'm so proud of myself. I stayed awake. I didn't even need to snack. I had no snackage. I was really sad. Well, I had meals, but I didn't snack. I had a good day. I'm really glad that I did that. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed going back to the world again. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you always get notified. Always make sure you comment down below, because I answer pretty much every comment that gets given, apart from Logan. Don't really answer Logan's comments very often. Don't like Logan. But yeah, I answer all the time, so please drop a comment. I love comments. They mean the world to me. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it the thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, well, that's a shame. I'm sorry, but oh well. Yeah, so I'll see you later. And wait, just keep an eye out for my dedicated review for this, because it's coming. As soon as I finish it, I'll get it reviewed and get it put up. Alright, so I will see you later.